Welcome back to Guelph Fight Wrestle Hut. I am Andrew Sennedra. This is the Kiss Lover, Captain Witchfingers, and today we're going to be going on our first, this is going to be the first video of 3 that we're talking about, sort of in the vein of what we think the direction of AEW should be doing, whether it's like titles and what they should be doing with wrestlers and stuff. But the first one is, who do we think in 2022 AEW should be crowning a champ, whether it's the AEW title, the TNT title, and the tag titles. I don't think we have any idea on the TV and the women's titles, but we're not sexist. We just, whatever. Well, let's move on from that. I have a few guys that I think, I'm going to go with the tag titles first. I'm going to talk about who I think should be a champ in the tag division. I'm going to start off with the Acclaimed. I think they've done pretty well in storylines. They've had some pretty solid matches. They're good. Max Caster is a good mic guy. He's quite funny. He seems to be getting momentum there. Bones is a pretty good worker in the ring. He's got all kinds of different moves, good energy, momentum. So overall, I think they've done pretty well. They've had some memorable matches and stuff. Well, yeah, they're working with the Ass Boys, doing pretty well. So I ultimately think, it doesn't have to be a long run. It could be one of those teams that sort of transitions from one to the next. They get a surprise win over somebody, hold the belts for a month or 2, or maybe less, whatever, and then somebody else, some popular team could come in and win them. So I thought that would be...
They could win by cheating. They use the boombox, they use the chain.
Yeah,
so
I think...
it's like a illegitimate victory.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, people that deserve the belts, just as the accomplishments that they have done through storylines, matches, character, all these things, like we mentioned about Marty the Moth Martinez in Lucha Underground. He had tremendous rivalries with Phoenix, Killshot. He had some great matches. He had a great character, awesome promos, and he just deserved a little bit of the credentials that he deserved it. And he was basically a bit of transition into Pentagon Black or Junior, whatever he was at the time, right? So, and I think the Acclaim sort of fits in that. It's, the length of, it shouldn't necessarily be about winning the belt, but should be the length of the run that sort of establishes how great of a champ. So, yeah, I think the Acclaimed. I definitely think it might be soon, but I still think Malachi Black, with everything he's brought to the table and sort of elevated with some people, I think he's creating a different character for guys like Pac and Pentagon. He's creating and helping Julia Hart almost build up and give some strength to those people, or more strength, I guess. So I sort of think he deserves to win a title, but since he's with Brody King, maybe they could do the tag titles. And I think, they would work pretty well with all kinds of different teams.
You stole him. He was from my list. You're reading from the wrong list. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing too about him.
I don't care about you.
Yeah, I also love the mist, how he spits it into you, and then it seems like everybody that gets... blinded gets darker, they get a little bit more evil, a little bit more edgier. I like that. I like to see more of that. I like to see people to turn evil.
Well, he's sort of almost laying a bit of a paranormal storyline or effect on people, like we really liked in Lucha Underground. How it wasn't just a good guy versus a bad guy. Oh, I don't like you, I'm turning my back on you. The prototypical storylines you've seen throughout wrestling, history, it's always been the same, whereas Lucha Underground provided, off the wall storylines. So I think Malachi Black can sort of help, add a little bit of that flavor and different story and different character to people by using, this mist thing that's going on. I have another tag team that I think deserves a lot of credit, is Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. They seem to get momentum and then they get stalled. COVID was the first one that happened. And now this time it's happening again for whatever reasons. Probably because they're not being focused on as much because of all the new signees, which is kind of frustrating. But I still think Evil Uno and Stu Grayson have done a lot to deserve a short tag run, just because they've had awesome matches with guys. They always put on exciting stuff. I think they should almost go dark and go back to that, because I think their matches were stronger, more intense when they were playing on the more heel side of the realm.
Yeah, for sure. Those two are whenever they actually get a chance in the spotlight to work a decent length match, they always put on wicked matches. So I wouldn't say no to them being the champs.
Yeah, they're very innovative with like move sets and things, and they can seem to work with any tag team and any wrestlers. It doesn't matter who they're working with. You know, technical, ground-based, slow and boring. You know, they meat potatoes, high flying. They seem to be able to work with anyone. Just like this next tag team, who I think deserves the titles as well, Santana Ortiz. These guys, every single run they've had in a storyline or a rivalry with somebody has been pretty damn good, and the matches have been pretty damn solid as well. Like the FTR one was really good. The ones with the best friends was really good. I think they've done a really awesome job over the last couple of years, and they're sort of picking up that momentum again that they keep losing, you know, because storylines change and they got to work with the inner circle or stuff and around that. You know, I think they've definitely earned a title run of at least a couple of months.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I was also thinking them too, because like, yeah, they've lost a couple of title matches, and now they're pissed off. They want to beat up Jericho. They want to beat up everybody. They want their title shot. They want the belts.
I definitely think it's deserving. They've been pretty solid tag team throughout the couple of years that they've been doing this. So I'll move on to you before we get to the guys, my singles guys.
Okay, so first I got like the man of the year, Scorpio Sky. Yeah. Like he's got like a 300 plus win streak or something like that.
300.
Yeah, they never loses. Yeah, he's like so yeah. So I think he could be potentially win like maybe like a TNT title or something like that. So.
Oh, not the men of the year, just Scorpio Sky.
Yeah, just Scorpio Sky.
Oh, I was like, oh, I could see the men of the year. Ethan Page has had some good rivalries, some good matches with like Darby and stuff. So I thought you meant like, oh, Scorpio Sky brings legitimacy to that tag team of deserving it. But yeah, you're right. Scorpio Sky, I think, definitely deserves at least the TNT title.
I figure Scorpio Sky already had the tag belt, but I could see them winning the tag belt as well. But I see that maybe more down the road,
okay,
kind of thing. But
all right, so moving on, who else do you got on your list?
So next I have is MJF. Like this guy, like literally never loses. Like and like this guy's a great talker. He's always like featured. So I could see him winning like one of the belts, like any of the belts. Like this guy is like he's a future kind of thing.
Well, I guess he's also beaten pretty much all their big names.
Yeah,
you know, like he's beaten Darby, he's beaten Punk now, he's beaten Jericho, Cody. He has all that, so I could definitely see him winning the world title at some point and having it for a while. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I just didn't put him out because I didn't care.
So yeah, next up I have is like the People's Champ, CM Punk.
People's Champ.
Everybody seems to love him, and like the company loves him. So and like
he's a huge draw.
Yeah, he
brings a lot of money.
The media loves him, so like I feel like he might get a quick belt, because just because like who he is kind of thing. So
quick belt because he brings in the monies.
It's all for the monies. And then my last one is Andre El Idolo.
Andrade El Idolo. I'll pronounce it.
He's got like this like badass like mafia type character. I think he's based off some DC villain kind of thing. I love his whole black mask, and he's got this suit kind of thing, and now he's got like the knife kind of thing. So I was like, this guy's got like championship aura already around him. He just needs that belt, right?
Yeah, and unfortunately, like his momentum's been stalled twice now, right? Like I thought his momentum coming in was good, then he had the Pac rivalry was good, and now he's just wandering around trying to buy people. You know,
he's become a salesman.
Like he's like, hey, you know, he's wandering around acting like Tony Montana or something. They just need to, you know, talk about some cockroaches. You know, but yeah, I definitely agree. I think his in-ring ability is awesome. He's had some great matches. The one with Cody was really solid. His character, his aura, his presence is very solid. So yeah, I could easily see him having a TNT title and deserving it already. I don't give a shit. Fuck Danielson. That's my opinion. Now we're back over to my list. I think this guy's done with his. I have Eddie Kingston down for at least a TNT title because I think he's done something is really rare in wrestling. He really makes you believe in the story and that he hates somebody. Like we all know it's fake, but he almost raises the hair on the back of your neck being like, wow, does he actually hate this guy that much? Like, he brings a lot of intensity. He hits hard in the matches, and I think he's just a good draw. The fans seem to like him. He's always done good in his storylines. He's always done really solid in his matches, especially since he's more primarily a meat and potatoes guy. But he's still being able to keep that, energy up and keep those matches exciting, which I think is hard. Most guys, punch, kick, hammerlock, headlock, it does, get to be like a Kiss album after a while. You're like, that was going to the bottom of the drawer. But Eddie Kingston, I think, he's been able to keep that going. He keeps that alive. He keeps those, you interested in those matches. And that's why I think he deserves a TNT title.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, at first I didn't really like him because I thought he was just a meat and potatoes guy. But like his mouth work and
his mouth, that sounds kind of dirty.
like his promo can really get you into the fight, get you really intrigued. Yeah, he looks like he really hate you. And it's funny, I heard one time he used to work in the other company where they do promos and everything. They do a banana, cut a promo on this banana. He's ripping the banana new one kind of thing, right? So he's like the promo master.
Yeah, he's really solid. He really gets you interested in it, and you can hear it. His accent, his intensity really helps. So I definitely think he brings a lot to the table for at least the TNT title. And then my next one is Wardlow, who could be a TNT title, but I also like him as the champ because he just is an imposing figure. I've seen what he can do outside. He's been limited to what he's been doing in AEW. I know he can do a lot more, and I think the potential of his matches can really rise up. I think he has a lot of fan support behind him. He has the imposing figure to be a dominating champ, sort of like Miro would. So I definitely think Wardlow definitely has the capability to be not just a TNT title, but I think he could be a good champ and then defeat all kinds of guys and make it feel realistic, kick the crap out of Moxley and pull it off.
Yeah, he's a dominating beast. I'm just waiting for him to break out from the chains that MJF is kind of carrying him on.
And and being I think working his way up to that title or that title shot would be being to show his more athleticism. We've only really seen him just beat guys up and powerbomb, but I know he can do so much more. I've watched him outside of AEW. I'm talking like Danhausen now. AEW.
Yeah, I feel like he can do so much more. He just needs to be able to be featured in a little bit longer matches. Because right now all his matches are short. He just powerbomb people to death and then he wins kind of thing. But yeah, if he can feature us more, he can probably do a hell of a lot more.
That's our thoughts on people in AEW who we think should have titles and all that. Let us know who you think deserves a title. If we missed anybody, down in the comments below. Feel free to support our channel and support my other channels and all that good stuff will be down in the description below. Until next time, folks.